But yeah, as Blade says, KOF feels like nothing I've played before. It is because it feels different, literally. That's why. It plays different. It has a different speed to it. But it literally feels different. That is why it is distinct. And when you get good at a game that feels distinct, that is a completely unique feeling. And, you know, King of Fighters is the game that showed me... Like, the thing is, you get good at a fighting game, and it's like, okay, I've learned this game. I could go be good against playing players, but I've learned this one. And then you pop in Mortal Kombat 11, and you look at the strings. Oh, all of these are natural combos, and most of these are cancelable. What cancels into what specials? Here's how the special moves go together. Okay, I've learned Mortal Kombat. Then you pop in KOF, and you're like, oh, here's the... Oh, I have to time these normals. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, time the normals. Wow, this is tough. Time the normals, time the normals. Okay, what's next? Cancel to a special. Which special? I've got a few. Well, this combo's this Oh, wait, I gotta time my normals. Okay, hold on. Time my normals, time my normals. Special! I did it wrong. Time my normals, specials. Okay, good. But you can also cancel to a mode. Wait, what? And then there's an auto dash. Okay, normal, auto dash, normal. Ah, too late. Normal, auto dash, normal. Got it. Special. Missed it. Damn. All right. Let me practice this. In almost every other modern fighting game, no offense, it is relatively simple to just start doing combos. And in my opinion, that is why they are unsatisfying to those of us that have some fighting game experience. It's unsatisfying because it is rote. It's unsatisfying because it's like you pop in the game and it's like, oh, let me read the manual. Okay, it's probably normal and a special. It's probably... Oh, it's an anime, so I can probably just blah, 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 and it'll probably be a chain. You know? It's probably this, it's probably that. You make these assumptions based on your experience, and you're right a lot of the time. KOF says, your experience is valid, but it is not enough. Your experience and knowledge of 2D fighters is important, but you're still not good enough to play. KOF makes you feel like a noob again. Which is why, in my opinion, King of Fighters is like the rare steak of fighting games. Not everyone can appreciate a rare steak. Some people need A1 sauce or they can't enjoy a steak. Some people need their steak to be medium or, heaven forbid, well done. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's different ways of enjoying a steak. But people who have studied meat and why it is delicious understand that a rare steak, especially one that's properly marbled or one that was taken from a very well taken care of animal, is a completely different experience than just a deep fried chicken breast. It's not the same thing. They're both meat. They can both be juicy, and with the right seasonings you can do amazing things with both. But a rare steak is not for everyone. But if it is for you and you experience it, it's not like everything else. That's my opinion of what KOF is. Not everyone can appreciate a rare steak. But for anyone who can appreciate a steak of any kind, they can be like, I get it. And you put the time into it. And for all the people that love rare steak, is an amazing game. Poser, as I said, I think SNK is okay with that. So what's SF5, McDonald's? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Poser, there are many different players of many different opinions. Most beginners don't like it. Most players who are good at the game are okay with it. Some players who are good at the game are very reticent. They're just like, maybe you should make this a little easier. Maybe you should help them. And I agree with that in practice. I'm not saying make the game hard, screw the noobs. But what I'm saying is there is nothing different about learning a fighting game by practicing today than there was about learning a fighting game by practicing in the past. There is no difference. Come on, it's totally different. We have YouTube, we have Twitter, we have Discord. Yes, the social dynamics have changed. Who you talk to and how you look up information. You can go to YouTube and type Kyo King of Fighters 13 trial and pull up the Vesper Arcade video and see someone else do this combo and try to put the pieces together. But that has nothing to do with you going in the game and saying, this is cool, let me try to get better at it, and then practicing and then failing and then going, do I want to put in this work? That is no different. That's exactly the same. Nothing has changed in between King of Fighters 13 up to now, King of Fighters 14. Do you like the game enough to keep practicing? Or do you want the game to be easier because you don't want to practice? That has not changed. There are people that think Street Fighter V is too hard. Okay? Weird as it sounds, there's 57 people watching this stream right now. I'd be willing to bet a chunk of you have some fighting game experience. And you hear that statement, what, Street Fighter V too hard? What the fuck? There is a wider swath of skills than what Twitch culture and social media will show you. Capcom understands this, which is why Street Fighter V is genius. SNK understands this, which is why they're digging in their heels and they like their game feeling pure. The devs know that there is such a thing as a true beginner that will probably not ever get good. And they both look at that problem and say, well, and they have different solutions. Street Fighter V says, we want this game to be true to the core, and we're going to take away all this fluff, and we're going to make it about this. And it's still Street Fighter. And I would agree, Street Fighter V is still Street Fighter. It's just like the most boring Street Fighter ever, in my opinion. Not counting one. But fighting games will always be hard to someone. There are many different fighting games, and they can cater to different levels of players. And the levels of players, this is important, are not static. They are changeable. They can vary. A player that is bad now, a year they can give up. They can pop 13 in a year or two from now and be like, this seems easier. Let me try it again. The devs don't have to cater to a skill level, and they don't have to make anything easier for anyone. If they do, they want it to be for a design reason or because they want the game to feel different for some specific reason. It is perfectly valid to say, we want more people playing the game, let's make it a little easier. But it is not valid to say, not enough people play fighting games, let's make our game easier for that. Those sound very similar, but they're not the same. And when King of Fighters 13 came out, SNK was like, okay, we'll make a DP not perfect. You can do 626. Okay. Like, there's tiny input shortcuts and tricks, a lot of the ones like I discussed earlier, that they added that weren't in previous KOFs. That was as far as they went, and they said, you have to go like this game and practice it now. Is that hardcore? Is that bad game design? No. It's just a classic form of game design that modern gamers are not used to. And if many modern gamers dislike that, that's fine. King of Fighters 13 might not be for them. 14 might be, because they made even more concessions. And it's possible the KOF series isn't for everyone in the first place. I'm not trying to discourage anyone from playing, but do not put your skill level as the reason that you play or quit a game. Your skill level can change. You can get better, you can get worse. What's important is that you continue playing the game that you like, and you get better at the game that you like. That is what makes a game satisfying. And you may play Street Fighter V, and you play it a lot, and you practice it, and then you get to a certain skill. You can reach a skill where you start disliking a game. I reached that skill level roughly 5-6 years ago. And so you find some games cater to your tastes more or less as your experience grows. And when your experience grows and your execution gets better and you say, I'm going to pop King of Fighters 13 back in again, it's waiting for you. The game hasn't disappeared. KOF 98 hasn't disappeared. That's still there. Games don't die. They don't die. They just go in the back of your shelf. There is no proper time to play a game. Playing the game right after release Good idea if you want to play beginners. Playing a game 5-6 years after it's come out, not a great idea if you want hundreds and hundreds of opponents. But it's still a good idea if it's relevant to you and your tastes and your interests and your skill level. Never say that your skill is not right for the game, because it's only not right for the game now. But your skill can improve, and the best way to get better at a game is to play that game. Don't say, this game is too hard, I'm going to go try another game. Play that game, because it is hard, and because you like it. If you like it, then it's worth it.